Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Cashflow Digital, where we're joined by Dot, B-Rad, and do check out ODYS right next to Mike's lovely big fingers there. ODYS for age domains. Check them out if you're interested in launching a project and getting a head start with an age domain. But I've got a question before we go into anything, guys. I've got a question for you guys, and I'm not sure you've got the answer. So
we can make something up.
I've got Proxidize, so I wanted my own 5G proxies. So I bought the rig. I've got the fucking SIM cards, right? Got the SIM cards.
You're a drug dealer.
No. Right, so I've got the SIM cards for it. Is there a fucking way? So they're pay-as-you-go SIM cards, right? Is there a way that I can top these fuckers up without putting the SIM card in a phone and dialing a number and topping them up?
Do they have a specific number? What's the service? Yeah. TrackPhone, you should be able to do that, but
because this is suck-ass stuff, man. I've got the mobile number and shit on them.
Yeah. Have you tried it?
No. I just realized
it would be different with every service is the issue.
Yeah, I'll need to figure this out because I can't be asked taking SIM card out and out a phone to fucking top up. Fuck that.
Just buy a bunch of phones.
Yeah. No, but it's for Proxidize, so
yeah.
It just goes into a little thing. You don't even need a phone. So
you're just using it for a CTR?
Yeah. But I don't want to fucking put that SIM card into the phone 20 times to top them all up. That's a fucking bitch job, that.
Yeah. You need to hire someone. You need like an unpaid intern or something to come in.
Yeah.
We were doing something similar for Craigslist years ago, but I honestly haven't done it in quite some time. So I'm assuming that it's possible still. I probably could find it in some searches, but I don't have anything that I can offer useful ever.
I thought you fuckers had all the good stuff. Chase is here.
Yeah, you can buy a rack, Jordan says.
Yeah, the rack. That's exactly how we were.
I thought that's what you had, though. Is that not what you have? The rack?
Yeah, I've got this rack, but I don't know if you can top up from them. So I've got this thing. It's not a SIM card rack, though. It's just like it's got like a little dongle, and you put the SIM card in it, and you put it in this rack. But
it's like Mike.
I'm a dongle, too.
A SIM card rack. Cheers, Jordan. I'm going to note that down. SIM card rack.
Yeah, I thought that's what you had, but apparently not.
Yeah. Well, it might be. I don't fucking know. I've not even played.
It's like a VoIP. It's like VoIP. I mean, like if you just look into, yeah, Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, that is Proxidize I've got. So Jordan, I have to correct it manually with Proxidize. Fucker, I didn't expect.
How many of those do you have? 100?
I've got 20.
Oh, 20? That won't take long. Just a few days.
I know, but come on, that's still a lot of work. Come on. You guys don't like fucking doing anything.
You're not doing anything, you know? You got
my,
nothing else.
My perception was everyone in America automates everything. They don't fucking like doing no shit work. I thought one use would have had some sneaky.
It's all shit work. I just read. I don't do any work. I'm pretty good with spreadsheets at this point.
Why do you pay people? Paying people is great automation. Chase went back to the AI content and the update. But the update is like everything I'm seeing. People are just completely screwed off on the shuffle that they had, no matter what they're doing for their content. When they're having trouble, they're shifting. Like you can see it when we run the data in like maps right now. You can literally see where the signals are off for the pages themselves and the off-page shit. But I think a lot of the info query site hit stuff has to do with them kind of shifting and looking at some of that potentially. But there's a lot of new understanding. A lot of what people complain about right now is like, okay, now I've got 3 pages that are ranking for the same query and I'm not up at the top anymore. And that's usually an indicator that they understand that query a little bit differently or that topic a little bit differently. And you need to go back and look at, okay, what am I missing? I looked at one yesterday a couple yesterday, and they were missing the near me signals, and that's why they shifted off. Like, so they didn't have the near me signal in some of their stuff. And then there's a couple, saw some other ones like that one, Brad, where the brand actually became a part of the query at the top level. So like the competitors that were not actually talking about those kind of modifiers for that actually ended up being a brand were dropping off too. So it's kind of interesting right now the way you're seeing it. So.
Well, yeah, there. I mean, in that market, it's not a huge market. It's only 300,000 population.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's you're going to have one primary person, and they become the brand for. I mean, best you can hope for is probably 2 or 3 in most of the queries. So you've just got to put their brand on your site as well. I mean, that happens in cognitive all the time. I mean, run something for like health insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna. You've got to mention all of those because their brands are associated with that term. So, and
yeah, it's nice, cognitive. I think there's some ways they could display data differently, and some of the ways that we're looking at the data, like you really do kind of see directly where the loss is, like what's missing from a page when it comes to that authority for that topic. But a cognitive still does a really good job, still better than almost anything I've seen, I think, pulling those kind of modifiers out for the pages, man. So actually going to do some cross-checking on some of those. Would be very interesting to see if they come back spot on, because that would be exactly what they're doing then, is that data pull from the SERPs.
Fuckers. But, Brad, you said before, you shit out all sorts of spun content and all that. You're not seeing anything
No, I'm still, I even checked. I mean, I don't necessarily most of the time look at, I even like logging into GSC most of the time. If my call volume goes down, then I will backtrack from there and see where the issue is. The sites that are 100% spun content that I've referred in the past in the substance abuse niche, I got 2 or 3 calls from them this morning already. So. Yeah.
So it's really the way Brad builds sites. Like if you look at them, they're super tight. They're on point. The topic is there. Like you can build that authority. You can build that expertise like that. Eat shit. As long as you have the right data, dude. It doesn't matter if you write it or spin it, whatever the hell you do.
Well, I use cognitive as well in there. So, I mean, if it's targeting stuff that's not including the statistically improbable phrases, then if it's targeting that, then I'm good. Because
if you're protecting what you need to protect in your spinner, like if you do not spin out what needs to be there, and I think a lot of the problems people have is that they don't know what to protect in the blacklist. Like what should they not spin? Because that's very important.
Yeah, to me, it fucks up your optimization entirely when you just spin it. Yeah,
that, dude. Yeah. So your negative list is just as important as how you do it, but I'd much rather take a scrape, understand what the SERP needs, and then spin it rather than go have some AI or API generate it for me for sure. I just would.
That makes sense. Your friend, the Brummy, is here. Maeve.
I DM'd you, and I want add me to that because I'll take a look and I'll pull it.
But I just sort my desk out here as well. A cluttered desk is never good.
Chase, are you seeing issue? Right, I want to know, Chase. So he's talking about AI. Are you seeing issue that I know because you're touching a lot of people's sites. You see a lot of people's stuff too. Are you seeing issues with their AI generated stuff or no?
That's Chase working on SEO, touching people's sites,
touching them. And while he's petting a cat, let's see. Do I have a cat? No, I've got a raven or some shit right here, like the cat.
I like it.
Chase has changed it though. He's now got
Elmo on fire.
Yeah. Elmo on fire.
That's the sky is falling. It's probably what he uses during updates.
Bitch, I'm from a gang. But the nice thing is if you're doing your SEO that way, like you literally we've been working on some content generation stuff that uses paraphrasing or Spintax where it's a button push after an update. Your rankings drop, a button push, and now you have the new data you need, and you're auto optimized again. So it's nice the way they keep going. They keep pushing us closer and closer to full automation. It seems like. What's up, Marco?
He's alive.
Long time no see. But if you guys caught up with Chris Palmer on doing an event out there,
No, but I think we're looking at October, if I'm not mistaken.
September, October.
September,
If we're gonna do
right?
one.
Yeah, September, October.
September,
I'm
October,
trying to figure out your dates, Craig, when you're going to be here, man.
I'm going to Jordan's going to that event. I'm going to as well, the Mastermind Mansion.
Yeah, is that's like the very, very last weekend of September, right?
Yeah.
So are you going to be in before or after that?
It depends on what you guys are doing. So
okay,
I can fit around, so I can come before or after or whatever.
Where's that? Nashville?
Nashville,
Tennessee or something? Yeah,
maybe we
Nashville's
should just do Nashville again, dude.
Just do fucking.
Well, I don't have to do
it. Dude, I've had some fun in Nashville.
To December 2nd. Damn.
Dude, that's a long event, bro. I'm coming, man.
I can only
everything about SEO. Yeah, everyone's gonna be dead. It's gonna look like Jonestown by the end of this shit.
I think the Kool-Aid, dude.
It's gonna be like Walking Dead.
Dude, I've not been before. I've seen the photographs, but I think I've literally got a room in this fucking mansion, so you're literally going to be hounded, like Jordan or something, chanting the door. Come on, Craig, it's fucking breakfast time. Let's get a drink. You're just going to be fucked up the whole fucking time.
We have so many stories about fucking the walks of shame that I can't mention now because they're married and stuff like that.
Nothing can be mentioned from back then, dude.
It's the SEO events are crazy.
We had a beach house once. I don't think you made it that trip, Brad. But
I didn't go to San Diego.
We had a beach house in San Diego on Mission Beach.
All you did was go to the fucking zoo the whole time.
We didn't. We went to the zoo once, dude. We went to the bar a lot, and it was trafficking conversion. Me and Angel went down to trafficking conversion and
tried to pick a fight in the lobby.
Tried to fight the rich jerks. Fucking.
That's not all he's pounding on. Of Craig's.
As long as it's not my back door, JP can bugger off from the back door. Always
That's referencing being slipped some Adderall or something by someone who said it was Advil.
Hope you didn't take too many.
He didn't sleep.
Nah, you should do an event either before or after, man. Like,
we'll look at doing around the time.
Yeah.
We talked about the one in where was that? Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Have you reached out to them?
No, I actually should. And if that's a serious thing, I will do it today after this call.
Just curious, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
Is that something up easy?
Is that the funnels one? Funnel hacking or some shit?
No, that's October. Or no, when is that? That's Orlando. This other one would be in it'd be more geared towards our shit, more SEO. Hang on.
Isn't it local something from Web 20?
Yeah, Web 20.
I'm only coming for the beer anyway. I don't give a fuck what we're talking about.
I'm not talking.
Chase ran away, dude.
Chase.
September 22nd through the 25th. That would probably work, to be honest. If everyone's going to be in Nashville, it doesn't matter to me. I'll figure it out.
That should work. Maybe we'll do that. We'll look at it.
An Alaskan cruise event.
There's Chase. All right, Chase. So are you seeing AI issues or are you not? I'm not sure. I know you see a lot of sites, dude. So I was going to ask you too.
You didn't miss anything. Absolutely. You could miss the whole show and you would not miss a thing. We haven't. Yeah. We just.
Are your students having issues with AI in general? Are they not? Are they? Well, yeah. I would assume your topics are on point. And that's the difference. So usually what we're seeing is there's a shift, and if people are pulling out the wrong data, that's when they start to move off of point. Whether it's syntax or whatever, as long as your data is on point, you seem to be doing just fine.
Marco has sites 100% AI, no issues.
And I will differentiate between AI and API, and I will say that the API, when you start to pull something that's API based, is a lot worse than using AI content.
So I guess the conclusion would be AI is fine as long as you optimize it properly. Spun is fine as long as you optimize it properly, from what I'm seeing.
Absolutely. Just donor content spun, protected properly will do just fine.
Yeah.
But Brad, see when you are taking someone's donor content, shitting it out, spinning it, whatever. How long are you taking to edit that shit?
It depends on how much I care. Sometimes, I mean, if I really want it to be more unique, what I'll do is I'll curate a few different articles if there's enough. But sometimes I'll just copy and paste it in there. The thing that takes the longest is fucking getting it from like a spin rewriter or whatever, because they put it in a goofy format back into WordPress so I can run SERPShaker or whatever I've got. That's the part that takes the longest. And then making sure I've got enough media in there to try and keep it in index and shit like that. I'll try and find YouTube videos, plenty of images, shit like that, see what's already ranking. So yeah, but not long. I mean, if you could do 1,000 pages, and even if it took you a fucking hour and you're going to make money off that every month, then it makes sense. But it doesn't take me an hour. So
it's super interesting because like if the shit was on point for these updates that have been rolling, you'll see the maturity like just kick ass for everything, and it will just continue to. You see like spikes since January, just massive traffic growth, massive impression growth. But if they're off on their optimization, even with the maturity, like you'll see them tank, especially if they started to analyze the market a little bit differently. Then you'll see the drop, and then all you have to do is like if you got the tech set up properly, you're just pressing your buttons and pulling new data and publishing the new data, and you're going to go back up. It's kind of like this monitor for drops. Press the buttons and go up, and then weather that automatically going forward, and it works very well. As long as you stay on point, you're good.
So stay on point, guys. But guys, do put your questions in the live chat. We are here to answer any questions you've got. So ping them in there, or just give Brad abuse. Either or works.
Hashtag roast Brad. Still, has anyone posted not one roast, correct?
Not one roast.
They're scared.
I think people are scared of you. Like,
I don't know why. I think people think I'm taller.
They do, but even when I came out to NFG a few years back, people were like, what was Brad like? Like, I'm not sure about that motherfucker and all that stuff. So yeah, I think people have got this kind of.
Everyone thinks I was in like the special service or like the army, or like I've got PTSD when they meet me in person for some reason. So,
what is
it's the autism,
guys? Yeah, it's the autism. It's
Yeah.
not a bad lad.
This is true if that person is not a freaking idiot, because there are idiots that will all pull the same sources and screw up everyone's shit.
I have seen the idiots do it. Yes, me.
That you are an idiot.
So,
come to Nashville so we can set up that Brad versus Craig fight. We'll do it at the one we're doing like before or after. We'll see that fight. But we'll do it in a bar.
You still training?
Yeah.
Nice.
So your ass is fucked. And anyone else who wants to join in, I'll just fucking
He's gonna fuck everyone's ass. Yeah.
Punching everyone's fucking all right along the fucking bar.
Let's go to Chris's plagiarism thing. It's so the biggest concern is imagery, and really realistically, you can automate your imagery at this point anyway. So. And you can automate the proper imagery, but you can create new images and new video without having to utilize something that will get you sued. And I like, kind of how Marco said, if you got someone complaining about you, then you might have issues. If no one's complaining about you, I just don't care. Spin it.
In certain industries, you learn whose content not to use, because you will get a cease and desist pretty quick sometimes. If it's spun enough, it doesn't really matter. Just don't mention their brand name.
Mark it up. Yeah, take the brand name out. Mash it up, I should say. Put it as a piece of something that I was talking about.
As far as how much plagiarism, like I spin it on the lowest setting, like meaning the least spun, the most correct, and shit like that. And I use as many negative keywords on my list as I can to keep it optimized. So it's not nearly as much as I used to do. So, and it still ranks.
We basically take everything and scrape. There's a certain way we scrape the SERPs. We take all the content, we label the content, and then create optimization points and pieces of content around that. And when I say content, I don't just mean copy. I mean imagery and video, and then publish that. And you really don't get a lot of issue, like unless, like Brad said, that you do something like, you could get cease and desist if you're using a brand name, like if you're using some singer and you're selling tickets and you're using that content, they're going to come hit you with the cease and desist for sure.
Yeah, I use Spin Rewriter for when I'm spinning. Quillbot's okay, but I've gotten back into the habit of using Spin Rewriter more than
any
anything.
API that can protect your
primary keywords
this can seriously be used. I mean, realistically, you can do nested spinning with even just like the best spinner and do a great job with it. I
remember I was too cheap to fucking buy a spinner back in the day when I was getting started. I was spinning all that shit by hand.
Dude, I used to spin shit by hand, but I used to do some deep nested spinning, dude.
Yeah.
Like I spin like a motherfucker because of that shit.
Fletch used to too.
Because I would feed a piece in and then use that for lots of websites and then use the RSS and mash it up. So like a single piece that took, time to make would drive a network.
Well, you can do that. And I mean, back in the day, you would spin a single, say paragraph, then you would have another paragraph originally that said the same thing, but different. And then you would spin that one by hand, and then you would flip those two paragraphs in and out. So choose one of the paragraphs that was then spun, and then you spun the sentences, and it's like triple nested.
Instant Article Wizard was a beautiful little piece of desktop software. Yeah. It was a scraper with an article editor. You just scrape the SERPs and edit the article in there, so you had instant mashup and just feed it out, so you could train people on that shit for your link building for your freaking sites. We're using Quillbot's API. We now are just using some API out of like Rapid or something for our stuff, and that's what we do. Like if we're going to spin it, like we'll rescrape when there's an update and then respin and with the same lists or modified lists based on what's new in that market if there was a drop, and then push it back out. And you're getting that updated content in a way that you actually be doing it, not just updating because people say updated content does this. There's a reason to update your content, and you
update when you're not optimized anymore.
Right, exactly, and make sure you optimize it and don't screw it up. So
FCS, I used the shit out of that to push YouTube videos.
FCS was
with Twitter. You would tweet it out, and then you would take that tweet and then send it to your Twitter network through FCS, and it would rank like any YouTube video in Google back in the day. I was ranking a shit ton of like truck accident lawyer stuff.
Let's see. Chris Wong is saying, when spinning content, is it important to spin or write more content than the competitors?
I never directly pay attention, but I know I've always got more content than them. If I'm putting multiple articles together, it's naturally going to be more content than any of the other competitors on the first page that I'm.
We've been going over a process in the NFG webinars where so you can actually visualize what you need to do. And what we were looking at yesterday, it's not about doing more necessarily in the manner of like what to get to on your content. Your content,
number of words is what.
Your content should be covering exactly what it should be covering, and there is a way to know exactly what your content should talk about. It's there in the SERPs. You can pull it, and if you're not there, you can see it when you visualize it in a certain way. And I was looking at some stuff that dropped out of the packs yesterday. And they were missing certain on-page signals, like in their copy that Google started putting an emphasis on for that locality. And they were missing some branded stuff in some of them. And then some of them were missing a new topic kind of modifier that came in, right? The intent changed a little bit. So the optimization there is literally just going back to where the competitors are and then looking at the other factors that are actually changing and making the ranking. So like the one that drops has like 99 referring domains. It has a link campaign. It's doing really well in organic, but it dropped out of the pack. The other top rankers, and they have like no fucking backlink profile, but they have certain copy on page that this one doesn't. They have certain copy in the fucking listing that this one doesn't. And that's where they were missing it. But then also after you've done that, if you don't come back or you're not where you want to be, you need to look at those other signals once the content is on point. And there isn't a place to be. And when I say on point for the content, there's no need to start throwing additional shit in there that the competitors don't have, because now you're changing what the page is about and you're off topic a little bit. So
it reminds me of client meetings, like new client meetings when you're hopping on. and they're all pissed because they're like, this competitor and this competitor, this competitor, they came out of nowhere and they're ranking higher than us, and they've got way fewer backlinks than us, and their domain authority is way lower than ours, but they're kicking our ass and taking our traffic. I was like, yeah, because you haven't done what they've done. Obviously.
You can literally like use a couple things, and we're going to go over how to use those things here shortly in NFG over there, to just see what they're doing. And like, you can easily show these people, like, you're missing this right here. And they end up missing, you know, people will start to believe that they're the authority over Google, and you got to convince them and remind them that this is Google's website.
I think the primary issue is with the clients I deal with, they think that they should be the authority over whomever is beating them. And they're like, well, it doesn't make sense. We're the actual authority when these guys aren't. I was like, well, obviously Google is seeing them as the authority. So you've got to change that somehow.
Yeah, no, it's all, Google is a recommendation engine. Marco said this here. He said, doesn't it depend on who or what's consuming the content? That's all rank score modification. And Marco's just starting conversation because I know what Marco's thinking right now, I think. But there is a topic, and if you pull the data out of the search, you can see what intent is there and what modifiers and what actually builds EAT. Like, EAT is not this mystical, fucking unexplainable thing. EAT is data that you can grab and look at visually and say, okay, I'm missing this right here. This is a mismatch. I need to fix this right here. I need to add this to this page, or I need to take it off of this page. Like, how do we know what cannibalization is? The same damn way. Okay, this page should not be optimized like this. I need to pull that out. And then you're just kind of tuning. That's why I like how when, you know, Ted calls it tuning, you're tuning your website and tuning your pages and just dialing it in to the right topic. And now you've got EAT, you've got expertise, authority, and whatever the fuck topic or whatever. It's triple T, trust, traffic, and theme. Marco calls it, I forget what Marco calls it. Something else. But we said it before EAT. He came out that copied me, is what I'm going to say. He copied me because it's triple T, the rapper.
Yeah. 3T. Yeah, Chase had I'll tell everyone my alt tag secret right now. So is everyone listening? I hope art's what Marco calls it. So because it doesn't matter, my big secret and the thing that boosts me more than anything when it comes to anchor text is I put Chase is a sexy beast on every single page. And Google comes and says, well, if Chase is a sexy beast, this site must be the authority, and they rank me higher than everyone else. Sometimes I'm above, like you can't even find me. It kind of screws me over because I'm above the search bar in Google.
Let's analyze that comment though. Google says image alt tags do nothing. And I actually am more concerned about image alt tags when I'm link building than anywhere else, because to me,
they have relevance.
There are indicators of spam and quality websites, and literally an alt tag, if there's no alt tags anywhere, it can start to be a flag for lower quality and more spam. And so when Google says this doesn't do anything, we all have to remember, and I know that you know this, Chase, but for everybody else, we all have to remember that Google says something, it means nothing, absolutely fucking nothing what they say. They don't tell the truth. They don't explain things. Their texts don't even know everything. It's getting so big that they can't.
Well, the problem, the problem is the person divulging this information has no insight into the code. They don't know. I mean, they have an idea of what's happening. The CEO wouldn't even be able to tell you exactly what's happening. He can hit the highlights. You know, he can regurgitate like a Mueller or someone like that. But yeah, he knows he can talk about EAT, he can talk about MOM, he can talk about all those at a high level. And I know that guy's a much smarter guy than I am. But yeah, he's not the one that wrote the code. He can't. And even like you said, the techs that wrote the code, they didn't write all the code. You know, It takes a team of how many people? It's not even a team, a company, corporation of how many people to fucking do this. So
anyway, I've got a suggestion. Chase for NFG.
You want me to box him instead of you?
There's a question about the next monthly one, and I think Chase is going to be the next monthly webinar. So I actually just messaged him before. He's got a webinar today he's doing with Paul James, I think, but I got to get in touch with him.
Paul James. You know, I think Paul James is one of the first guys that like I saw on Warrior Forum. It's when he looked like a rocker back in the day. Like
Yeah.
it was probably someone. I think it was someone else's. But I downloaded a free SEO course from him back in like 07, 08, something like that. Had to have been back there. It was pre OMG days. And that he was pushing Bring the Fresh that Mike Long did before that. Like that was his whole thing, was like get people on his list, push them to Bring the Fresh as an advanced SEO thing. Huh? Mike Long did Bring the Fresh.
Mike Long would Bring the Fresh, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying Paul would give you the free SEO course, and he's like, "Oh, if you want more advanced stuff, go over to Bring the Fresh. Like, if you like this, you should check out this shit. This is who I learned."
So he's pushing it through Warrior Forum, like pushing OMG through Warrior affiliate through Warrior Forum.
Yeah, Bring the Fresh. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Bring the Fresh.
Well, he's building a list.
I never spent time on Warrior Forum, man. Like I never was over there. So I was over on Wicked Fire when it launched, and that's kind of where I sat.
It's a good place to buy shit. Wicked Fire.
Yeah.
The services.
But man, there's some old rap songs that came out that were by some little affiliates over there that were sick, and I can never find the MP3s anymore, dude.
Yeah,
looks like a art collage, but that's why they click. The site looks like shit. Google gathers data through code, so giving the Google data through code does nothing. We have to read nothing instead of trying writing. It's really funny because the answers are all like right there. Like Google builds their SERPs based on user metrics, based on understanding of keywords. Like when people talk about it's not keywords, it's not this, it's not that, it's complete bullshit. It's
also, I mean, how much time does it take to fucking put an alt tag in? Like
even it's automatic. Like we had that one person bitching after a tech audit, like a large build out and doing a content plan. They wanted the image alts fixed. So plugins go on, and then you can programmatically name your fucking image alts, and
like 400 of them in a like.
Why wouldn't we?
30 minutes.
Why would we It makes no sense to think that Google's not going to read the code and read the data on the page.
It's user experience too. I mean, isn't that like an ADA compliance type thing?
What about Pinterest? What about look at the way Pornhub and Xhamster's AI and shit works, dude. Like
I've never heard of those sites. What are they about?
What's Xhamster?
Is that like a pet friendly store, like a PetSmart?
Yes, Chase makes sense. Like where we will chase the money. And just this kind of stuff we've been talking about for years is that Google is a paid for company. They are not nonprofit. They want to make money. They have contracts with lots of people to make money. They've got board. They have freaking government contracts. They read everything. I mean, they don't read all tags, but they read your email. Bullshit. I mean, it makes no sense. They literally
they need SEOs to shit test their algorithms. So
yes, exactly. I think Russell got married recently.
Oh no.
Google is out to do good.
Yeah. Don't be evil.
I think they took that away, didn't they?
They changed it. They changed "Don't Be Evil," but like so Josh.
They changed it from "Don't Be Evil" to "Fuck bitches, get money," didn't they?
Yeah, that was when Josh started working for them, dude.
Yeah.
SEO ninjas.
Kung Fu fighting.
Josh Baczynski has a pretty amazing documentary he made.
Did he ever get that anywhere?
It didn't get into Netflix. I think it almost did. It fell through though. But that documentary, I think it might be on Prime or it's somewhere to be able to download or
What's
something.
it called? I'll write it down.
It's called "Don't Be Evil."
Oh, is it?
Let me see. That thing, like I wanted to fly out and see it, but I do think Google Truth or Lies. I don't know.
He probably sent it to me, but I didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah, "Don't Be Evil," a documentary on the impact of search or something like that.
That would be
"Don't Be Evil," the documentary. So that thing was very interesting because I do remember. Like, it wasn't a joke, man. When Penguin destroyed everyone, like, I had people calling in tears. I mean, it was a freaking brutal time for small business. It was a bad, bad, bad time. And they stepped on a lot of toes getting to where they are now. And
but do they care? I mean, look at their market cap since then.
Why would they give a shit?
I don't give a shit.
At that point, if your SEO tanks, it's like exactly what Chase just said. Why wouldn't you go buy AdWords? When COVID hit and everyone's money tanked, They changed and tweaked the algorithms to bring up the small businesses that could not afford to buy AdWords anymore, because if those businesses failed, that would hurt their bottom line. Like, do not ever think that they are out there for anybody but themselves to make $1. Like 100%.
I mean, they owe it to their shareholders to make the most, provide shareholder value. So,
I mean, they got to buy turkey meat too.
That you can buy a turkey farm. That
Did they do that? I guess I don't pay attention.
I saw that. It doesn't make sense.
Is that going to ruin the chefs though? I'm seeing people.
I don't think it'll. I mean, if it sucks too much money out of their ecosystem, yeah, it could ruin them. But I don't think it'll. Isn't Apple supposed to release a search engine? I read that.
Rumors were about saying that, but who knows?
Well, they've got their dev conference this week, so maybe they'll release that.
Which WordPress theme is best for Amazon affiliate programs?
I use Optimized Press a lot, so I don't know if you. I'm sure you can use that with Amazon affiliate, but yeah.
Yeah, I think whatever
it's quick
for the structure best is like think of it from what's best for the SEO structure and best for just marketing the site.
I've for the most part moved away from ThemeForest just because it's like they're so hit or miss, and I've got to figure out how to fucking WordPress every fucking time. I'm
it might be that Google supports getting rid of third-party data and all the cookie type marketing type.
Yeah,
stuff.
They don't give a shit about that.
Everyone uses their platform and they don't need to worry about it. I don't know.
How much do they pay Apple to remain the search engine?
I think it was $6 billion last year, wasn't it?
Crazy, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, just to, Apple comes out with their own. I did see that security got much tighter again from Apple, so that's going to kind of screw over Facebook. But again, that's not going to hurt their bottom line.
Didn't I just see that they're going to launch they're going to go ahead and launch? Or I
what's that?
A search engine. I think that they stepped forward. Again.
I just said that.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere, but I haven't heard an official announcement from.
No, I saw something come through, but
yeah,
I don't know.
How to manage robot TXT to get indexed immediately?
Don't put all of your stuff as no follow or disallow.
That'll help. Yeah. Don't fuck it up, and you'll be all right.
Jordan has years of phone data from all the lead gen over the years.
That's true.
Data.
Data.
Pixel.
I don't drink Cristal.
Pixel buoyancy.
Why don't you?
All right. It's too bubbly.
It is too bubbly.
I don't like sparkling water. You like sparkling water, Craig? You seem
No.
fruity enough to like that. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't like the seltzers either. I bought one of those.
I like New York seltzer as a kid, dude.
New York seltzer?
Seltzer was good. New York seltzer was good as a kid.
Never heard of that. I don't like it.
This is my local shit. I Am Brew. You ever heard of it?
Is that beer?
Nah, it's just like.
I'm gonna say you're pulling that Timmy right now, dude. I guess it's the afternoon where you're at, dude. Never mind.
Yeah, it's way past drinking time.
No, this is not alcohol.
Nah, it's alcohol.
Yeah, it's definitely alcohol. Yep, that's definitely alcohol.
It's not.
3 of those, he'll be feeling lit.
We're bringing back link laundering and edging.
CTR manipulation and AI.
How about national level edging, like we're going to do with the network, Mike?
Yeah, national edging.
National edging, yeah.
Chase, do you edge your links? And do you work your domain buoyancy? Let us know.
It's got to be some kind of voice search coming up, I feel like.
I did find some link edging on one of my sites when someone was putting some stuff together that Brad had them do. We were edging those links.
He's like, hey, what's all this custom CSS? I was like, I don't know, I'll ask. And Mike's like, oh, yeah, I forgot we did that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're ranking, but it's there.
Edge, EDGE. Say edge your links, Mike, in American.
Yeah, you got to edge.
It's edge, like link edging. It's not real, Chase. Don't listen to him. It's edge between the two nodes. Like he's making
connection.
Fun of me and
it's a reflection point, right?
Yeah.
And reflection point.
Link edging is when you take your link and you move it a few pixels to the side with CSS, because we all know that where the link is on the page really affects everything. Like if you don't edge those links, that they aren't really effective.
Mike, if I link from Indiana to Florida, do I have to go on a state-by-state basis to edge those, or can I just make the jump?
You need the image map in the background for sure of the state.
Do I need a map embed?
Yes, but you need to hide it.
Directions?
Yeah, display none.
I just ordered. I told you I've been ordering Fiverr shit, Craig. I'm gonna report back on this at some point. I ordered one. It was like $800. I was like, let's see if it fucking works.
Yeah.
He said, it's like
no, dude, this last one,
he's drawing the smiley face with the fucking maps and shit. I was like, dear God, if this works, I'm ordering more. Just fucking around on Fiverr.
Oh man. Anyway,
I have ordering some Fiverr stuff recently. Like there's definitely gold nuggets.
Yeah, dude. For sure. I'm kind of blown away with dude right now on the one project.
Yeah, it's rolling. I wonder if any of those are indexing yet. I haven't checked.
I would assume so. There's a pretty good crawl on that site. I would assume.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
You know, for this last, it suggests the SEO checklist for newbies. If you're new, I honestly would say, here's what I would tell you to do. If you want to do the tech side, just go grab Sitebulb and run it and start reading the data as you see this stuff pop up. Read the hints, go through and watch the videos that they're linked to. That's your SEO checklist. Like if you want to really kind of do just content and go rank, I would, Sitebulb, man, for Tahir. I would absolutely just go use Sitebulb and go through their section and use that and just run the audit and go through all the different hints. You can sell that directly and you'll learn off of it. And then other than that, you want to be collecting your data directly out of the SERPs, and the SOPs are not super difficult for SEO. And I know I'm pretty sure Chase has some solid checklists and SOPs too over on ShineRanker and stuff, man. If I'm not mistaken.
It's indexing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's in a freaking top 5 CPC market, dude. Like it's kind of funny, dude.
Yeah.
And now that we pull the mega menu out, if you want it from me, if you want our checklist, like we are going to be doing some webinars here shortly that are going to go through what we do for local and organic, organic, whatever you want to call it. They're pretty straightforward, man. Not a lot of rocket science on what we do.
It can't be complicated for me to be able to do it.
Just got to grab it, scrape it, and publish it.
Yeah. I've just taken a note. I need to check out Chase's tool, ShineRanker. I've not played around with it yet.
I think I watched a webinar with it. Yeah, the way he's able to analyze keyword difficulty is interesting.
Yeah, I think that's solid.
TikTok. I'm talking about TikTok now. TikTok
videos index like crazy. I mean, there's a lot of indexation from TikTok in the SERPs. So I don't know. I haven't looked and I haven't paid attention to their video search to see if they're all over there, like in queries. But let me see something. I want to see something now. Now I'm interested.
I'm just looking at this site I wonder how many posts we're building today. Hang on, let me see how many we've done today. Fucking Fiverr. Do you use Fiverr much, Craig? Or who do you use? Do you use Legit?
I'm probably more of a Legit fan now than
Yeah.
Fiverr, but I just think there's better gigs on.
Yeah,
Legit.
I've just never bought it. I don't think I've ever signed into Legit. I might have signed up once, but
Fiverr, I think they stopped doing a lot of the good gigs that I was using. A lot of the guys fucked off or got banned or whatever. So
I think, some of our Fiverr guys that we used to use back in the day for entity stuff, I have him on Skype and shit. So like entity and auto publishing and shit like that. And then Fiverr's funny because you order it once, and then if you like it, you can get their website or whatever. You figure it out, and then just go direct to them, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, we've been using one dude I found fucking forever ago for like ever now for shit.
The entity stuff, right?
Yeah, the IFTTT guy.
Yeah,
or whatever that thing is.
I can't. I always have to look his fucking goofy ass name.
I can never find him on Skype when I'm on it, dude.
I know it starts at M, and if he ever changes his fucking profile picture, he's screwed because I can't order again.
Exactly, Chase. That's what I was looking at. I was looking at queries on him, and I just don't see TikTok indexing. And I see them indexing, but I don't see them returning for queries that I'm trying. But I haven't paid attention, and I'm interested to see if it is like Pinterest, if it is like other things where there's a benefit there. So because then it would make sense to touch that platform. I'm still not a fan of that platform, really.
Kelsey just gave a whole presentation to like 300 realtors on how to use TikTok for business.
Really?
Yeah.
Right on. I need to watch it.
Yeah. From an SEO perspective, I have no interest in it. I hate all of that kind of shit. I rarely log into Facebook except to like get the link to this thing.
So. Do you think that all of the women that fought for women's rights to votes are happy that everyone's used it to show their buttholes on OnlyFans?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be empowered, you might. I mean, if I could show my butthole and make $1 million a year,
I would.
You better believe it.
Dude, that's a song, though. And I didn't realize it, but my daughter was listening when I was listening to it. Now she sings that shit.
What song?
That one I just said, bro.
Oh, is that in a song? Or is that the name of the song?
It's a line in the song, dude. And
yeah.
My 10-year-old heard it, and she thought it was freaking hilarious, dude.
I bet she did.
So I broke my kid again, but
I see nothing wrong with it. But it's the oldest profession. It's a variation of the oldest profession in the world.
No, yeah, dude. It is the oldest profession, and it's not going away. And there probably should be different laws around it, to be honest. But oh well. For display ads, I think that it's just been going downhill since I stopped doing it a lot. And I think it will continue to go. Like programmatic buying killed it, like the real pricing. Like we used to kill it with the RPMs that we could get. I mean, we're getting $70 to $120 per thousand, dude. And once all this shit, advanced, it stopped being as lucrative. There's still money in it. And I'm sure that there will be markets that command a higher payout than others, but it's a way to monetize. So I absolutely would. Ezoic's cool with me because I know what it's like to get AdSense approval and try to run AdSense all over the place. If you can use a third party like that to get monetized a little bit faster, I'm all for it. There are ways to take advantage of it too. So, but yeah. I'm not sure what. Let's see. Yeah,
sorry, go for it. What were you going to say there?
Oh, I just think it's kind of weird that everyone uses this shit. I don't understand it.
The traffic on it is insane, though. I tried it to see, and you can get traffic, but not SEO traffic.
My daughter can go viral with a doll, dude. Like she has this thing she does and stuff, and like when she does it. Not like that, bro. Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm going to shoot you the next time I see
you. I was thinking about me going viral with a doll, and that's what was cracking me up. Man.
I sold 2 shotguns yesterday.
You sold 2?
Yeah.
Nice. You got that after you sold 2 shotguns?
No, dude, that's my day-to-day.
Yeah. A friend of mine is really into guns around here. Someone... tried to break into his gun shop.
Oh, really? That's not a good place to break into if people are home.
I wouldn't think, but I mean, yeah. How do you use the sitemap for pictures, Mike?
They actually, the image map, there's image sitemaps and video sitemaps, but you also can put them in the regular one. And there's, if you jump and just look for a code, like sample off W3C schools or whatever, like they'll have it there. I hope Chase is laughing at me and I'm funny because I'm going to get you banned.
Get Chase banned or me?
No, Craig.
Yeah.
Oh.
Guns and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, there'll be laws on it very soon.
Which one?
I'm going to make the assumption it was talking about the female thing, an online function.
Do you mean they're going to make it legal to be a prostitute? Because that's what I was talking about.
I feel like it's more dangerous to be a TikTok consumer than a TikTok
producer,
content creator. Yeah. I mean, just fucking sitting there all day and just scanning, just like mindlessly. Like, you got to snap out of that at some point and do something, read something. And the big issue too is like the rabbit holes you can go down, and like you think you're getting solid information from these people and shit, and they're just all full of shit. It's like if I started a TikTok and started talking about SEO, everyone would be fucked because they'd just be applying that and nothing would work. So
thanks, Manuel.
They'd just be, buying shit from Fiverr.
Display ads. What ad server are you using? What technology are you using? I would absolutely start looking into what DoubleClick talks about. Like, I haven't used them since Google bought it. Actually, we have, but I was deep into it. You really just can get Ezoic for taking advantage or improved display ads. So Ezoic will do the optimization for you. There's some stuff you can play around with there, but you're playing with the terms of service. So I wouldn't I would just kind of work on the traffic quality so that you're having them increase your for you. Like let them do their thing. But I have not used them a lot. I know people using them, but it's to me, it's just a nice way since they lowered their volumes to get into AdSense a little easier than it is to get into AdSense when you're trying to do it yourself and with a bunch of stuff. So
yeah,
you use it, Craig?
Nah, I don't use them. I actually get this question a lot, and I just think that shit looks untidy on a website and stuff like that. So I've never went down the route of trying to monetize that way. I remember, if you look, you can check this out. I used to do work for a guy who owns a website called World Weather Online. And if you look at his website, it's just rammed full of ads to the point where I just think it's fucking sore in the eyes. And it just looks horrendous. So again, it's his only way of making money. Obviously, he's displaying the weather in each and every location across the world. And he's got to make money somehow, but for me, that just hurts my eyes, man.
Well, the thing is like I've seen it to where people are trying to focus on it as a main revenue stream, and we've had projects like with AdSense, but that's kind of different when you're doing CPC versus like impression type stuff.
Yeah, the AdSense was different.
When you do it and you're focusing on like display and media buying, like people buying media on your site. It is, to me, I hate seeing, Marco said 18 to 20. And to me, it's like, I think about where we were back in the day and it makes me sad where the market went, but that's not bad, dude. Like when we were doing AdSense hard, we were getting like $36 clicks. And then I think the best we ever did with our ECPMs were like $120 to $170, but it was because of market selection. And we were actively seeking out people and major brand for branding campaigns. Like there's a very specific way we went about selling it so that we could maximize our revenue, but it still is not, it's like being a junkie. And if you're getting hooked on getting hooked on CTR where, okay, it's working, but if I stop doing this, it's not going to work anymore. So some of the sites got in situations where, they're making a few $100,000 a month, but they're spending a lot of money to get there too. Because the SEO couldn't keep up with demand and shit at some point, because you can only put out so much content. Even like we were getting out, I think I was getting one person, like each writer that were doing the curation was able to get out, 1,000 to 1,500 posts a month, and it still wasn't enough, even with the traffic that we're pulling. And so secondary model, I think it's a solid thing, but as a main model, it's not my thing. I'm not into like being a publisher like that. I don't think it's the way to go personally. I think it's a good if you're building a network, like in the mini-net stuff, we've talked about it because it makes sense if you can monetize it or do some retargeting on your link network or on your tier sites, then you should be taking the money in and making money on those sites. But I wouldn't focus on it as a main revenue stream.
Calls are my main revenue stream.
All of them, and monetize as much as you can and have as many streams as you can. Just diversify.
Yes.
Capital allocation.
Did you say tactical allocation?
Tactical would work as well.
I think Marco's trying to say he knows something about ranking videos instantly.
Give us a tip, Marco.
Give it a tip, dude.
You want more than just the tip, Craig.
Craig wants the whole thing.
No.
Enchilada. Whole enchilada, senor.
Absolutely, dude. Affiliate display and making sure you're gathering the list and retargeting and pulling emails when you can and maximizing the lifetime. It's 100%. That's the way to go. I mean, I'd be doing that on your ecom too. You know, if you're running your ecom and you're doing any sort of PBN type stuff, you should be running it like this down there. Think of your tier 2 sites as an affiliate site for your own brand and anything else that's tangent that you can make money with. That's how you should run your networks for sure.
Interesting. Any last minute questions, guys? We have 4 minutes left.
Do you identify as a man?
Sometimes, not at the weekend, but
That is good.
I watched Billy Madison over the weekend because I hadn't seen that in forever, and I saw it was on Hulu. You ask him when he said only on the weekends. It made me think of he calls him and apologizes to Steve Buscemi. He marks his name off the list with lipstick, then puts it on, lays back. That's Craig on the weekends. You ever seen Billy Madison, Craig?
Nah.
Oh, you got to fucking check
Dude,
that out.
Marco, you gave me a tip once for instant video ranking, bro. And I made so much money with that tip, dude. I have to say that was a beautiful one, bro. It was dumb. We had people like major pharma brands that like were complaining to Google that were targeting people we were working with because of how
Try us 18 plus.
over
Sweet.
their rankings for their brand.
Naked HD, Craig.
They're gone.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
He's back again.
He's good.
Yeah, he is.
This is
XYZ.
I bet you that this is live IRL, fam. This is how I picture how he spends his fucking time.
That's how he makes his money. There's got to be money in that, right? There's got to be people falling for that. I never understand it. Like when they're adding you on Facebook and crap like that, I'm like, who is it? I was like, but there's got to be some type of money on it because they do it all the time.
Yeah.
This like Indian woman that's almost naked on Facebook really wants to be my friend.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not just in Facebook though. Twitter DMs, Instagram, everywhere they're just going all out.
Because you're so damn pretty, dude.
What was that?
It's because you're so damn pretty.
So rich, so pretty.
So fresh and so clean.
Ain't nobody dope as me.
But Glasgow's a wee question there. What do you think is an acceptable click rate for affiliates?
100.
8.
8? You say 8? Somewhere in between there. That's where I would put it. Between 8 and 100.
You mean click-through rate for your ads going or your links going to the offer or coming in? I'm not sure. Sorry for being a dick. But
yeah, it'll depend on the offer, depend on the niche, depend on a bunch of shit, whether it's good or not. So,
The answer was yes.
I like it.
I was teaching a bunch of kids shit, and there's this one kid I kept asking a question, and his answer was yes to fucking everything. The kid's like 13, 14 years old. I'm like, this kid reminds me of me, and I'm trying not to go over there and choke him because it's church.
You talking about your kid?
No, dude. Like I teach 12 to 15-year-olds Sunday
That
school.
seems like a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good idea, dude. Let me teach your children how to be spiritual. But yeah, no, like straight up, dude. Like the yes answer drove me nuts. Yes.
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 What were you asking him?
It was a lesson on like who you have in your life that gives you counsel, and I was talking about you, bro.
Me or
Yeah.
Craig?
I was talking about people at work versus people like from town or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, just don't find people like I know.
Yeah.
That give you bad counsel.
Yeah. I mean, you could do whatever you want.
No, really though, what it was about was I was telling them like, look, if the people you put in your life, if you're going to ask advice, like, and it's going to happen naturally, make sure you have people that are going to put you like on a path that's solid rather than like make you do stupid shit. Essentially, you know, you are who you surround yourself with, type of thing.
You're the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. That's why I am so fucked.
Yeah, you are.
I got my kids. They don't make any money.
I have 5 personalities I hang out with, and that's pretty fucked up.
Mine are pretty varying. Yeah.
You're disappearing a little bit. It's magic.
Yeah. His head's morphing into the bookcase. Exactly where it's going to go when I'm fucking finished with him after the round.
Yeah. We'll see.
So, anyway, on that note, guys, we are
4 hours in Africa, a day
goes by. These are the days of our lives.
When is the next NFG webinar?
We need to do it like probably next week. But
wait till we're not live anymore.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, do check out NFG.
Oh, I thought you had ended it and we were waiting and we were in the awkward phase where it ends and then you started talking. I just didn't want Mike to embarrass himself. So, yeah. I don't know when the next NFG webinar is. It's coming up.
Toto Africa is a great song. I recommend everyone go search for it on YouTube right now and listen for Toto Africa and put a comment in there about how wonderful the song is.
Hashtag roast Brad.
Hashtag
Go to Toto's Africa and say something about Brad, and then I'll message you and I will pull some data for you or give you some backlinks. But you have to do it on Toto Africa.
Is that Trump's new?
Bye.
Check out ODYS and we'll catch you later.